The following presentation is brought to you by The Realm Network.
Hi guys, and welcome to this week's TNA review with me, Shariya, and I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who left nice comments on last week's review. I mean, was it National Be Kind to Someone Day? Because there was a lot of love. Just saying, but thank you, and let's get on this week's TNA review now. I'm kind of color coordinating with my beautiful son over here. Oh, that's gonna leave me, but this week's TNA kicks off with a recap from last week's Bound for Glory playoff match between the Miracle Mike Bennett and Drew Galloway, and how Drew lost his match because Ethan interfered, accidentally hit the kendo stick on him, blah 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 blah. We also see Drew from last week backstage giving his thoughts on losing the match, and Ethan, come on, heel Drew, where you at? Because I need to see you. I need you in my life. I mean, I can feel it. I can sense it. Heel Drew is coming. I actually saw heel Drew at a wrestling show last Saturday. And heel Drew is hot. And I like he. And I want Drew as a heel in my life. Yeah. Well, on my TV screen, at least. Yeah. But let's get into the Impact Zone. And we see Ethan and the Miracle Mike Bennett in that six-sided ring. And, you know what's gonna happen. I mean, sit down, buckle up, because we're gonna be here for a while. These guys love talking. They like to repeat the same things again and again and again. Just in my opinion, very entertaining at times, but it sometimes gets a bit too repetitive for my liking. But they were just warming us up for their match, which is, of course, the final Bound for Glory playoff match. Whoever wins will be main eventing, at Bound for Glory, which will be in October, I believe, or I hope so anyways. But Moose's music hits, Ethan turns around, Mike attacks Ethan. I mean, of course, Ethan, if you're gonna turn your back, the miracle is gonna come for you, so, let's just hope you learnt your lesson. But Moose and Mike attack Ethan, and then we see, Eli Drake, you dummies. We see him backstage, and we're going to see him defend his title against James Storm. We also see, this whole Bram and Rosemary recap. I mean, I can't wait to see the conclusion of this. It was pretty good. Yeah. It's good. After that, we see Eli Drake defending his King of the Mountain Championship against James Storm, and finally Eli Drake, you dummies, he is finally defending his title. I mean, I know he's a heel and all, and they don't really like to, defend their titles and all, unless you're Lashley, then he wants all the gold. But, this guy is finally putting his title on the line after a lot of convincing, after last week, James Storm coming out, offering him another beer, Eli Drake finally agreed on having a championship match. But, it was a very entertaining match. Come on. It's Eli Drake, and it's the cowboy, James Storm, and James Storm wins with the last call. Sorry, Eli Drake. Sorry about your damn luck, because you are no longer the King of the Mountain champion, and James Storm is our new King of the Mountain champion, and I'm glad he is, because, I mean, if he lost, he'd be pretty irrelevant. I don't really know what they'd do with him, so glad he is the new King of the Mountain champion. But shortly after, Lashley comes out and challenges Storm. Well, he gives Storm, a few options. He can either keep the King of the Mountain championship, or, he can have a match against Lashley. And it seems like Lashley's on a hunt, for every gold in TNA. Wonder if he's going to go for the Knockouts championship. I mean, that's something I'd like to see, So next week we will see Lashley and James Storm, and I think it's another title versus title match. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, we also see Gail backstage with Ali, and Maria comes out, well, as usual, interferes anyways. And, she's kind of getting annoyed with Ali. It seems like week by week she's getting more and more annoyed by Ali. And Ali is going to fight Gail tonight. I mean, that's not going to be a tough job at all, But hey, we also see Rosemary and Bram again. Still waiting for the conclusion. But then we have Gail Kim. She's going to fight Ali, but Maria comes out. And she forgot to mention that Sienna is also in this match. So it's pretty much 2-on-1. Ali and Sienna against Gail Kim now. Come on, this is pretty predictable. We're not really going to see so much entertainment from this match. I mean, if you find seeing Gail getting beaten up by Sienna entertaining, I'm sorry, but I don't see that as a very entertaining thing. I want to see some great wrestling. What is going on?
That's very rude.
I was a bit disappointed, let's just say. I was a bit disappointed because, like, you brought, like, Ali and Sienna out now, so next week, who's Gail really gonna, like, have a match with? Like, Marty? Like, I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I'm just, yeah, not having fun with this. I'm not having fun watching this. I'm not having fun as a fan. I just want to see, I don't know, but, yeah, Gail Kim, of course, wins in this match. Sienna accidentally hits a silencer at Ali, so Gail gets advantage. 1, 2, 3, she wins. One step closer to having another title match. And a lot of fans are complaining about this. Like, you know, they don't really want to see Gail. You know, she's being too overexposed. Like, we're seeing too much of Gail. Yes, we are, but you got to think about it. You know, Bound for Glory is coming up. She will be inducted in the TNA Hall of Fame. So she still has to be relevant in some aspect, and I think this is great, although I don't know. It feels like there's a real lack in the Knockouts division right now. I think it would be really great if Rosemary was just involved in the Knockouts division, and yeah, because I just don't really see how they can really improve on this anymore. It's just, I don't know. As a female, I really want to see some great female wrestling. But hey, we also see Broken Matt backstage, and following that, he comes out. And oh, come on, this is Broken Matt. He's so entertaining, and I think he's like sticking with this weird accent now, because, you know, time to time he would kind of go like off track, and he'd be giving us like a Aussie accent and then like a British accent. But now I think, you know, He's consistent and fluent in his accent at times until he says pockets or however he says that. I don't know if you guys catch that. But Broken Matt calls out Jeff Hardy. I'm sorry, did I say Jeff Hardy? Excuse me, I meant Brother Nero. And he sets a tag team match, even though he doesn't really participate in this match. So it's Jeff Hardy against some indie guys, Chuck Taylor and JT Don. I hope I said that correctly. Matt doesn't really get involved in this tag team match. It's pretty much just Jeff Hardy against the other guys. But, you know, this is quite entertaining because we saw Broken Matt, you know, kind of physically attack a fan, and then, like, he started biting him, and, like, we saw a lot of ketchup going on, you know, around Matt's mouth and stuff.
I strongly dislike mustard.
I mean, that was really interesting. I think, you know, everyone definitely really enjoyed that. But, you know, Jeff Hardy was going to give us a swanton bomb. Matt Hardy was not having it. He was like, you better not do that, Jeff. I mean, Brother Nero, you better not do it. But since, you know, Brother Nero is the daredevil, he gives, I think, JT Don a swanton bomb. And you can't do that because Broken Matt is not going to have that. So, Broken Matt with a twist of fate, and he pins JT Don and they win. So yeah, that was that. Yeah. How did you guys find it? Yeah. It was fun, right? Seeing Broken Matt, you know, bite someone's ear off and stuff. I mean, yeah. But we also see Al Snow backstage with the Tribunal as they're going to have a tag team match against Grado and Shira. Nice to see Al Snow. We haven't really seen him for a few weeks or so, I think. Anyways, nor have we seen the Tribunal and Grado and Shira, but this feud is continuing. It was an entertaining match. I liked how Grado and Shira were doing like the same moves. It kind of, you know, makes them look more like a tag team, even though they're so opposite. But Shariya goes sky high on Al Snow and he wins for Team Grado and Shariya. And I liked how the fans were reacting to them after they won. But then finally we see the conclusion to this whole story Rosemary is trying to tell us. Now, you know, Bram is not having it. He's like, we've all had our hearts broken on Valentine's Day. I mean, I know, right? Tell me about it, Bram. So Rosemary kind of goes crazy. She kind of gets possessed. And then peekaboo, Crazy Steve from the window. And then we see Abyss. And this is just beautiful. I absolutely enjoyed it. I think this was a highlight for me out of this week's show. Because I really preferred last week's show. But, yeah. It's pretty entertaining. The Decay drag Bram and they shove him in the boot and the story continues, guys. I mean, I really found this very entertaining, very creative, very visually striking. Absolutely loved it. Again, highlight for me anyways. And I'm a bit confused still, you know. Is Rosemary on Team Decay or did she just go crazy because Bram is not being so sympathetic with her? Like, what is going on? But to be continued, guys. To be continued. But then we finally see Mike versus EC3. Now this is the final match for this whole Bound for Glory playoff. I mean, come on, everyone loves Ethan. Everyone loves seeing Mike and Ethan together in the ring, whether they're talking or wrestling. Usually they're talking and everyone loves it. It was okay. I kind of started to enjoy this match more when Maria got involved. When she got the kendo stick and when she was told to get out of the arena. I think that was very interesting and more exciting. And then Moose came out of nowhere. And then Eddie Edwards came out of nowhere and started to fly around. So that was really interesting. I really enjoyed that because I'm telling you, before all this craziness happened, I was getting a bit bored, not gonna lie, in my opinion. But yeah, that shot of caffeine, like the Pope likes to say, Eddie Edwards, yeah, he got me back on track. But EC3 with the 1%er and he wins. This for me was very predictable. I knew Ethan was going to win. I know he's going to become the World Heavyweight Champion again. I can just feel it. I can just feel it in my body. I don't know how. Yeah. But yeah, that is it for this week's TNA review. I didn't really enjoy it this show as much as I enjoyed the show last week. But I gotta say, this whole Rosemary thing is like, yeah, really interesting, and I can't wait to see what happens next week. So let me know your thoughts. What did you think about the show? What do you think of EC3 winning? Are you excited to see Lashley and James Storm? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, share it with, I don't know, guys who like to see cute girls talk about wrestling. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you next week, and hopefully I really enjoy the show next week so I can, you know, be more excited. But yeah, see you next week.